3, 2, 1. Yo, what up, everybody? The Elon Musk of potting is here. I'm here with Steven.
What's up?
All right, what were you going to say beforehand about Foggy?
Oh yeah, I was just saying that I'm kind of foggy today, not totally in the moment. I keep having conversations with myself in my head. And then you were like, hey, you okay? And I'm like, huh? So I'm like, oh wait, yeah, I'm cool. But then I just keep coming in and out.
Oh, no. Okay, so it was like, remember when we went to Yellowstone?
Yes.
And I remember when there was a point where there was 3 of us, and then like someone would fall asleep, and then 2 people would talk, and someone else would fall asleep, and then 2 other people would talk.
Yeah.
And it was just like a back and forth. And there was a moment where it was just us 2, and then it was quiet for like 30 minutes.
I do remember that.
And then I was thinking, oh shit, Steven's mad at something. And then after 40 minutes, I was like, yo, are you mad?
I was like, huh?
And then as soon as you said, huh? I said, oh, fuck. It was just RBF.
I still don't think I have that, but
well, that's why I said it earlier. I was like, yo, you upset?
No, when you did it, that was super funny because I don't know. I remember exactly what happened. We just had like nothing but open road, and I had the car in cruise control, and it was just so peaceful. I was I wasn't even thinking. In my head, nothing. I was just blank peacefully, just driving. It was so relaxing. It was the best. And then super autopilot, I would say. And then as soon as you're like, hey, you mad? I'm like, wait, what? And then I'm like, oh shit, I'm driving. Well, let me make sure I keep this bitch straight. But yeah, nah. You can say I'm like that now, but I'm not peaceful. Like, I keep thinking. I was more or less trying to remember the word I was trying to say, but it wouldn't come to my head. I wanted to say fast break, but it's not fast break.
Fast break?
Yeah. But, well, because the word I was trying to say was, oh, hot take, and then I was just going to spew out some shit. But I'm like, that's not, but yeah, fast break only kept coming up in my head, and I'm like, the fuck, when I'm playing basketball?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was going to give a hot take, and then, but yeah, I just couldn't come up with the word hot take. So then I'm like, then I'm going through a different shit, like fast break, fast streak, hot topic, something. Yeah, but I remember now.
Yeah, it's those moments where you want to think of a word or idea, person, place, or thing, and it's you know it, but you just can't say it. Like if I wanted to say hot pocket, and then I'm saying, yo, Steven, damn, what's that thing that's a frozen burrito, but it's not a frozen burrito? It's kind of like a tamale, but it's not a tamale.
Chimichanga.
But then I'm like, no, it's not a chimichanga. It's something else. It has pepperoni in it. It's like a tamale, but it's pepperoni. And then
Pizza bites.
Well, hot pocket.
Oh.
But I'm just saying as like an example. Like I know what it is, and I've obviously had it before. I've eaten it, but at that moment, for that split minute, second, whatever it is, I just can't recall it for whatever reason.
True.
Does that? And I think that goes hand in hand with fogginess.
Yeah, I would say so. But anyways, hot take.
Okay, what's the hot take?
I'm never driving to Vegas ever again.
All right, why not?
Because you think about it, why would we do that?
All right, perfect. So you'll never drive, and I'll say that we would drive. However, we would save gas, and it's a road trip, so we can make like an adventure out of it.
5-hour adventure? What are we going to do? Stop at that big-ass gas station with all that candy?
Steven, can I introduce you to a show that came out in the early 2000s called Dora the Explorer? Now let me ask you a question. What did Dora carry with her on her back?
A backpack.
Exactly. And what was in that backpack?
The monkey? No, the map.
Was the monkey in the... No, she was with him.
Yeah.
The map. And then the map was a vital piece of information that led them to their destination. And their destination was so important that there was a certain figure that would always try to steal that map. And by stealing the map, he would essentially ruin the adventure. However, he never stole the map. And what was the name of that fox? It was a fox, right? Or
yes.
a fox, coyote, well, something like that. You remember the name of that?
Swiper.
Exactly. So why are you trying to swipe my phone? Let's take that adventure and go on the road.
Fuck no. What are we, peasants? We're so close. Like specifically where we live, we just literally fly out of Burbank there and back for like $100 for a literally like 32-minute flight.
Yeah, 32 minutes. Is that how long it takes? 32?
Yeah, 30 to 40-minute flight.
Shit, that's faster than I thought.
Yeah, so like, why the fuck are we going to drive? Especially when you, like the day we have to come back, everybody's leaving. Us living in LA, it's like a normal destination that everybody likes to go to. So everybody's coming back. We have to deal with traffic. And then if you try and be sneaky, get into that fast lane where the trucks go on the right to pass everybody, you get pulled over. That's a ticket.
Right. All right. So for the traffic thing, that's only technically in the city area, in the LA area. But once you're out of it, then you're out of it. And then the swerving into the truck lane. Yeah, I guess you could swerve into it. But that swerving also gives you what I would call a rush. Now, what's more exciting? Laying back and just enjoying your flight on a plane, or getting that little thrill when you almost hit that semi truck, swerve to the left and go, oh, that was crazy.
I would have to go with C, just sitting in the chair relaxing.
Right, but while we're in the car driving, do you have Spotify?
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever had Pandora or any of the other music?
Yeah.
And then
Trash.
I'm assuming you had CDs before that.
Mm-hmm.
And then do you remember when we would have to get CDs and then burn them? And we were limited to what, 12 songs during a CD? At most? Maybe 18, depending on the length of the song and how much space it is.
Mm-hmm.
So we were kind of limited in the songs that we could choose. But now with Spotify and streaming service, now we could pretty much listen to anything that we really want to. And one of the best ways to find new music is on a road trip.
Yeah, do that on your way to the airport.
It's different because we all can't listen to it. If it's two people, yeah, maybe you get those connecting earphones sitting next to each other. But when there's 4 people, 6 people, 8 people,
yeah, in the car on your way to the airport.
See, all right, this is where I take it to the next level. This is where playlists come in handy. Now you're a savant of rolling, I would say.
A what?
Hasher back of the ground arts.
Oh, yes.
In last week, did any songs stand out to you when you were on the ground?
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
And then when you heard like certain songs, some of them would even motivate you, right?
Yeah, my mood could change depending on what's playing.
But you wouldn't have found that song if it wasn't for someone who brought it in, who shared it with everyone, and most likely he had on a playlist. And that song didn't come out. Those songs that were hype, as the kids would say, didn't come out till the end. So on a drive to the airport, we might have not even heard them. You need to listen to the entire playlist. It's like listening to an album. You can't just hear the first song and say this album's trash. You have to hear the whole body of work.
Yeah, but it's not to say I'd never heard those songs before. I just didn't hear them in that setting before.
Can a centipede crawl without a leg? Absolutely, but that's not the point. The point is you need to listen to the whole thing.
Yeah, no, but see, to your point, whatever music is playing, during our activity can change my mood or affect how I roll, I guess.
Right.
So then if we're in the car for 4 hours and you start playing a playlist with nothing but R&B, then that type of quietness would be a different type of quietness because I'm super annoyed.
Right. You know what? I agree with you. And that's the risk you take. The same risk that you take on a plane when you can have a great experience or a horrible experience. So there's a give and take.
True. But I'd rather take that risk with a 45-minute flight than a 5-hour drive.
Wait, how did you come to not wanting to drive to Vegas anymore?
Okay, so it's been a topic, a conversation since with like all the other guys.
Mm-hmm.
Since we're in the middle of a pandemic,
mm-hmm.
obviously we can't leave the country. But we can leave the country and go to specific places, but it's like you can count them on your hand, the places we can go. We can't get into the majority of the world. So they're like, oh, well, we got to think of places to go, this and that. And then they're just like, oh, let's just go to Vegas. Fuck it. And I'm like, yeah, that's cool. I mean, they're somewhat pretty open. And I've been looking at the flights. I'm like, yeah, it's cheap. Who cares? Let's just get the ticket. And they're like, no, let's just drive. I'm like, why the fuck would we drive? You waste half the day just trying to get there. Then you kind of burnt out, tired. You gotta stretch your legs and all that. I'd rather just spend the whole time over there.
I think it's also the YBE.
YBE?
That young boy energy.
Young boy energy.
I think that they're just young. A lot of them are just younger, so they're willing to accept more, I guess. Like, they're cool with staying in a car for 5-10 hours. Just driving, chilling, being slightly uncomfortable. It's fine.
Yeah, I don't know why. This was their reasoning. Nah, not everyone's going to want to buy a ticket. And I'm like, if you can't buy $100 ticket, like, what's wrong with you? I mean, not what's wrong with you, but like, seriously? It's the same thing. You're going to have to pitch in for gas. And we're going to be packed in like a small car. We don't have, luxury SUVs. It would be different if we had like a big ass, Yukon or
like the big white minivans, and we kind of made it. If it was a big white minivan and it was kind of like a training, I don't want to say training camp. It was like a road trip between everyone in a white van. I think that would be cool. But that's more like that's more pre-planned. There's
I would agree with you, but not to Vegas. Not somewhere that's 5 hours away.
That's not that bad. 5 hours. If you have
to remember, there's nothing from here to Vegas.
Yeah, but that's when they just...
So, like, when we went to Wyoming, we took a bunch of stops because there was stuff to see. And we went to Arizona, St. George, Utah. We stopped in Salt Lake, Boise. Like, we had actual things to go to, like little dots before we reached our final destination. With Vegas, it's literally just road and dirt. And if we have to stop for gas, then yeah, you go into that big Wonder World of candy, whatever it's called.
Yeah, actually, I kind of have to agree with you. I think it's because we've driven that road so many times that it's kind of over it. But for some of them, they might have not taken that many times or at all, really. I think I've done that drive by myself, like me driving there and back maybe 4 or 5 times.
And that's enough for me.
And then total maybe 10 times. So actually 10 times is too much. Maybe like 6, but still, yeah, even like 2-3 times, maybe even 4 times, it's like, okay, I already did it.
Mm-hmm.
But for them, they might have not done it yet. Or maybe they did it once or twice. So it's still kind of like, they still have that adventurous feeling like, oh, this is cool. But for us, we're like, okay, there's nothing to see there. There's that little town. There's Whiskey Pete's. But even then, that's kind of like...
Yeah, but how many times are we actually going to stop?
Yeah, there's nothing really to stop at.
See, because we're like, for us, like, we'll leave early in the morning and all we want to do is get to Vegas already so we can start all the festivities. And then when we're coming back, all we're thinking is like, fuck, I just want to be home.
Yeah, I think that was the difference with Yellowstone and Vegas. In Vegas, it's kind of like this laptop is LA and this is Vegas, but there's nothing in between. Whereas I think when we went to Wyoming, it was more like, this is where we started. This was Yellowstone, but then there was also like there was this right here. There was this. 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 There was all these little things around there where we could go and stop. And it was our first time. So there was...
And it was actual, like, the trip was to go on a road trip. It's not to, like, be like, oh, well, we're going to, you know, point B, and that's mainly why we're going, just to get to point B.
Right.
We're going, like, we planned an actual road trip to go to A, B, C, D, E, F, G, spend a couple of days at G, and then do it all over again coming back.
Right. Yeah, I guess flying would be more convenient.
So look, I drove to San Diego or TJ in, let's see, 2 times in the last 6 months, and I'm already tired of that too. If there was an easy way to get TJ, then I would.
Well, you would have to. How much would a plane ticket be to get there? It's expensive?
So it'd be so dumb. So yeah, it'd be so dumb. I mean, you have to drive to TJ.
So flying to or driving to LA, driving to Las Vegas is done then.
I think so. And if they still insist on driving, then alrighty. Y'all can wake up at 4 to leave at 5. And I will see you when I wake up at 9 to leave at 11. And we'll make it at the same time.
What about San Francisco?
I've never actually driven there.
Really?
That's a lie. I've never actually been to San Francisco, but I have made that drive. I have made that drive because I went to Oakland.
Oh, for the Raider game. Mm-hmm. Okay, so you've made... Were you driving or someone else was driving?
I think... Oh, I've gone 3 times. All 3 times it was a mix. We all took turns.
And it's the same road, I'm assuming? The same way to get there? Either you take PCH or the 5?
Oh, hell no. We took the 5, yeah.
Took the 5, yeah.
Because if you go around, you're just going... Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, but you're next to the ocean for a bit.
I could give 2 fucks. Yeah, I could care less. I just rather cut up straight up. But even then, that drive's boring too because there's nothing but farmland most of the time.
Yeah, well, yeah. There's a big portion that's farmland. I like when you go into the mountains. There's that part where the farmland ends and you see the mountains start. And then there's these 2 like big mountains and a little pathway you go to. And that's when you know you're getting close. And then you're going up in elevation. You pretty much go up and down over the mountain.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I probably would make that drive once to do the whole San Francisco thing. Probably never again, because even then, that's like Vegas too. You can get a cheap ass flight.
100 or under 100?
Probably. I mean, of course, there's like always like these exceptions. Like if you're going on a holiday weekend or something, then overall, just ticket prices are expensive. But yeah, fuck that.
Have you gotten your real ID yet?
Mm-hmm.
So you can fly with your real ID or your passport, either or. Inside
the US, yeah, I can just fly with my ID.
I always wonder, do other countries, as in like Europe, do they have real ID type things and some type of identification that allows them to fly?
I don't know.
All I know is when I was at PCC, my sociology teacher looked like... Who was the person from the basketball team? San Francisco? Is there a San team? San
Antonio?
San Antonio, and then the point guard, he was French, bald head. He played with something Duncan. Peter.
Not Peter.
Do you know who I'm talking about?
The actual French guy. He's married to like Eva something.
Longoria?
Yeah.
I don't know if...
Tony Parker.
My sociology teacher looked just like Tony Parker. And they were both French, which made it even more hilarious. And he would always say that when he would go back, or he was shocked when he first came here, how our customer service was. And then
trash?
That's what I thought. I was like, oh, he's probably saying our customer service is trash. And he said, no, you guys are fucking nice. I was like, what? Then he explained. He said, yeah, over there. See, if you're here in the U.S., you expect to be helped in either immediately or within like 5-10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
He said, if you're over there, don't expect to be helped at all or within 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And he said that's just how it is.
Where's he from again? France?
He said France. I don't know where specifically, but he said France. He's French.
You know, I'm not surprised that a French dude said the French are rude. I don't want to, I guess, overgeneralize the French, but it reminds me of a story from one of my math teachers in high school. Don't exactly remember his name, but I'm going to just go with Fernandez.
Okay.
He was talking about how he was in Paris and he needed help, but obviously they speak French. And he was talking to them in English. He's like, yo, man, I need help. Can you please help me? And they were like, oh, no, we don't speak English. Blah, blah, blah. And he ended up getting so frustrated that he just started cussing in Spanish. He's like, and obviously in Spanish, like, for God's sake, can somebody fucking help me in Spanish? And they're like, oh, you speak Spanish? Like, they immediately changed their tone just because he spoke Spanish. He's like, oh, we thought. And so he basically just summarized that as saying, like, yeah, if you ever go to France, don't let them know you're American because they're fucking assholes.
Yeah. So my girlfriend's cousins, they went to France last year or the year before. No, obviously not last year. Yeah, they went the year before. Then they went 2019. They went there over the summer just for vacation. And I think they went to different parts of Europe, but they did stop by the Eiffel Tower. The Eiffel Tower is in the center of France.
I don't know, probably.
They went around that area. They definitely went to, I think, Spain, France, and England. They went on a little road trip. And while they were in France, they said, they said that the people there were real rude to them I think when they found out that they were Americans. Which, when we went to Japan, and remember we saw the Spanish couple?
Yes.
I had already...
At the castle.
I figured that... Or I should say, I just assumed that people had this bad taste in their mouth about Americans, so I told them I was from Mexico. Which is technically not a lie, but still, because they spoke Spanish to us, and they're like, oye, ¿sabes español? And I was like, sí, somos de Mexico. and I wasn't going to say no, but then they said, where are you guys from? And I think, did we say LA? I remember LA being brought up at one point.
I didn't know you told them that we were from Mexico, and I was like, oh, we live. I think I said we live in Los Angeles.
Yes, it was Mexico and Los Angeles, which is cool.
Two stories. I have this memory, I think maybe from elementary or something, where I'm pretty sure it was one of my teachers that said if you ever in another country, don't say you're from the USA because so many people hate us. Instead, say that you're from California or specifically Los Angeles, because instead of them connecting in their brains, like connecting to, oh, they're Americans, they'll connect to, oh, Hollywood, and then they'll immediately start thinking like, oh, you must live next to famous people. So that's why if anyone ever asks me, then I'll immediately say Los Angeles. But then second story, when I was in Thailand and we were going to all the shops like a few days before we were going to come back, over there they like to negotiate on prices for everything. Like it's just their culture. Like they'll give you a price and then you're not supposed to take the first price. Mm-hmm. Then you lowball them, then like, oh no, I go out of business, blah blah blah. And eventually you'll meet in the middle. But right off the bat, when they're trying to make conversation with you to fill you out, they'll always ask where you're from. And we would always say that we're from Mexico.
Yeah.
We're from Mexico. And then they're like, oh, and then when me and Hector, because I went with Hector, we were like talking about the prices, we just start talking in Spanish to each other. And then basically we were just playing good cop, bad cop, where Hector would want something, I'd just be like, nah. Like, and then, so yeah, we got pretty good deals over there.
Well, to begin with, it's already cheap to begin with, right? So you got even better deals.
Yeah. Like, because right away if you say American, then you're like, no, what do you mean? You have the dollar, like you can, because the dollar does go a long way. in Thailand. So yeah, they wouldn't budge, and Hector found that out the hard way.
He was trying to buy something?
Yeah, and you know how Hector is; he just likes to talk. So he told somebody he was from American, and yeah, they try to screw him with the price.
Even though they tried to screw him with the price, I'm assuming he still got a good deal.
No, well, he didn't end up buying it. We ended up going to another merchant to get the same thing, and we ended up getting it cheaper because we changed the approach.
Right. Wait, so how did you guys figure it out? It was just randomly, or did you guys just kind of piece it together once you guys started negotiating?
I mean, we already kind of knew, like, while we were planning the trip, obviously we would go on YouTube, look up places to go, and like, you know, people do videos like, oh, if you come to Thailand, you should totally come to these places, do these things, top 10 things to do while you're in Thailand, all that bullshit.
Yeah.
And most of the people like give disclaimers like, oh, well, here's the culture, and their culture is like, you know, it's a formality to negotiate with them and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess it's like that in a lot of different places. So we knew that, but yeah, Hector just messed up.
What are the there's monuments that are considered like the 4th grade, the 7th grade, something monuments of the world?
Well, the wonders.
Wonders. What's the term that they say? 7 wonders of the world, right?
Is it 7?
I don't remember.
I thought it was like 9, 10.
I don't remember the.
Or am I thinking about wrestling?
10. Wait, what?
Yeah, there was a wrestler, the lady, China, and they when they would introduce her, she's like the 8th wonder of the world. So there might be 7.
Oh, okay.
There might be 7.
Yeah, I think 7. Well, anyway, bring the 7 wonders of the world up because I consider myself as a 7th traveler of the world, as they might say, man of culture, if you would. And
we've only been to like 3 places.
Steven, you don't have to out me like that. Doesn't matter. Yo, editor, edit. Wait, that's me.
Yo, cut that. Pretend like we're talking to some dude in the back with the fucking.
All right, I'm gonna leave this in, but I'm gonna start over.
I'll take it out.
No, I'll leave it in. All right. Now, Steven, I consider myself a 7th wonder of the world, a man of culture, if you would. And I've been to various places, and one of the places I actually went to was Thailand, with unbeknownst to you. And in Thailand, I found some interesting characters. Now, I want to ask you, have you had any, how should I put this, experiences with any of these interesting characters
any
specifically
run-ins?
Run-ins, run-outs, any tangles, any tangos?
No, I saw them.
Oh, so
they're out there. They like out and about. You can straight up tell.
Wait, what are you talking about? I was just talking about the food and the culture.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, okay. Why'd you say them?
Because they have big ass crabs and lobsters.
Yeah.
Fishermen.
You don't want to get any of the crabs from over there. I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Did you feel like that when we went to the Japan, that they treated us differently as opposed to when you went to Thailand, or as opposed to when you've been to anywhere else?
Well, in Japan, they were just nice. They were nice to us because I think they're just nice. There was a bigger language barrier in Japan. At least I felt that we had a bigger language barrier. But in Thailand, like their whole like economic system is based on tourism. So a lot of them spoke English, although it was very broken English, but we were able to communicate. We made friends with like a driver, a tuk-tuk driver. He would take us.
Wait, hold on. What?
Tuk-tuk. It's like those
tuk-tuk?
fancy little, like it's not a van. It's kind of like a golf cart.
Okay, so is tuk-tuk
tuk-tuk, T-U-K.
in reference to the car, or like
I
in
think that's
reference
what
to
they're
the driver?
called.
Right.
It's like those type of taxi vehicles. They pimp them out. They like he's in his little seat or whatever, and in the back it's like the carriage, and they put like a banging ass sound system, RBG lights.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then, they make the seats all nice for you and stuff, and they just take you wherever you want to go.
Yeah, I'm starting to remember like the pictures and the videos that I saw.
Yeah.
I'm recalling.
Yeah, so at least in Thailand, it's like in their benefit to be nice to us.
Right. Where I don't think in Japan it was really in their benefit to be nice to us. I think
They're just nice.
They're just
in
nice.
general, yeah. And then at least for like being in Mexico, I feel like we do get judged. And like they see us as not real Mexicans. But as soon as we start talking, then, you know, we're accepted and stuff.
No, I blend in. I bring all my messed up clothes.
No, I do too. I'm not gonna walk up in there with this fucking $100 sweater that I'm wearing right now. Mm-hmm. Just kidding. This shit's fucking $12. Yeah, I wouldn't go. But then again, I haven't been to like my rancho. The last time I went to Mexico was Cancun, actually. And right there, it's just straight up tourists. So
yeah,
I'm not worried about anything. Because it's so public, and then even then, I wear the same thing that I wear here, just fucking shorts and t-shirts, and that's it.
Yeah, when I go back, I can tell who's from the States. Number one, a big sign is like when you have like a UCLA or like a CSUN or an Oregon or a college football or a college sweater, then I kind of know like, okay, you're coming from the States. Or when they try to like dress really nice when there's no special event, like just a regular day on a Monday or Tuesday, then I'm like, oh, okay, I see you with your gel and your nice shoes, and you're doing something extra with your pants, like folding them up or putting not the rubber bands, but what are they called? Hair ties? When you used to put the hair ties on your pants.
What are we, in 2006?
I would see some people do. Well, I've been going for a while, but that was like one of the signs where you could tell someone was from the States and visiting there.
Yeah, I guess hair ties is what they're called.
Yeah, I think they're called hair ties.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah, I wouldn't wear anything brand over there. Just plain t-shirts. I might take my boots if I was to go, because obviously I have no reason to go. Mm-hmm. But if I was to go for vacation to see family and stuff, then yeah, I would go plain ass clothes and maybe take my boots and a nice button up if there's a fiesta of some sorts. But other than that, fuck that. I probably won't ever go ever again.
Then where's the next place you would want to travel to? Other than the places you've already been to.
Realistically, all right, let's say we had the chance, we're like, yo, let's just go.
Yeah, when?
2 weeks from now for your birthday. Well, your birthday's not in 2 weeks, but for hypothetically speaking, Pedro, we're fucking leaving. I bought us 2 plane tickets. Let's go. You can't say no.
Okay,
or you're fired.
Cigarette in my mouth. I'm laying back, open a Hawaiian shirt, button open. I have a tattoo of right here in the center of my chest that says 24mm.
Right on.
Or are you gonna say what the 24mm?
Oh, what's the for?
I don't want to tell you. Anyway, so then.
All right, so if we planned our trip today to leave exactly 2 weeks from now, given also taking in consideration that we can't get into many places, and it has to be a brand new place that both of us have never been before.
Okay.
Puerto Rico.
That's within the United States, right?
It's a U.S. territory, so we can get in.
Is it?
But it's still like traveling abroad, because we're not in the actual continental United States.
Would we have to quarantine before and after we leave? We can just go, right?
Mm-hmm. I mean, you have to sign like this affidavit that says you're going to quarantine.
Right.
Come on.
Which we would, of course. Of course, we would.
Yeah, we're responsible adults. But yeah, I would say Puerto Rico. Because cheap as fuck over there. I'm pretty sure they're pretty recovered from that tropical storm that hit them a couple years ago.
Right. So the thing with Puerto Rico is I can't go there.
Why?
Not that I can't go there, but okay. You like restaurants, right?
Mm-hmm.
You like going to restaurants, going out. So on one of my trips to Puerto Rico, do you know who Rosita is?
I've heard.
Okay. So on one of my trips down to Puerto Rico, I met this little waitress down there. Spicy little thing, I would say. And I was there just enjoying my beer, relaxing on this nice patio that overlooked the ocean. I can feel the breeze coming in. And I'm just there ordering some nachos, just something basic. I just wanted to chill, look out at the ocean, and just hear the music in the background. I could hear people dancing. The waitress comes over. Hola, señor. And then I go, I physically go, because the voice is just angelic, if you would. I turn around, I see her, she sees me, and in that brief, like 3 seconds, we had a 1 hour conversation. Without even saying a word, I just go. She takes my hand, and then we go out and dance.
Oh shit!
After the dance, come back, then we're just talking now. Talking, the sun's going down. As the sun goes down, I see like the moonlight start to hit her face, then the moonlight starts to twinkle in her eye. Then the stars started showing her eye. Then the stars started to show, not in my eye, but in my heart. Then fast forward, can't say the rest, but basically I can't go there anymore.
Okay. That's a very elaborate way of just saying, nah, I don't want to go there.
No, yeah, I wouldn't mind going there. Why'd you choose Puerto Rico specifically? Just always wanted to go there? It's just...
No, I'm just saying, just given we can't get into, there's a very short list of countries we can get into. And it has to be places we haven't already been.
May I counter offer? Have you ever been to, if we're going to choose an island, what about Hawaii? Have you been to Hawaii?
No, but from what I've been told from acquaintances that have gone there,
okay,
it's very difficult to get into Hawaii right now. That's why I wouldn't say, I wouldn't consider that.
I'm going to assume that cruises aren't available right now, right?
I wouldn't.
Even at half capacity, I would think they're just shut down completely.
Mm-hmm.
So there's really no way to, I shouldn't say there's no way to get to Hawaii, but you would have to fly there, but they're very restrictive.
Yeah, so I think like when you get there, you have to quarantine before they even let you, get on do your thing. But even then, like for most people, like that would be your whole fucking vacation.
Right.
Or you have to like apply to get this certain waiver where you just show up with a negative COVID test, and then you only have to do like a week or something like that. But even then, it's ridiculous and it's expensive.
Yeah. But then they're not so restrictive with Puerto Rico. I would assume that if they're going to be restrictive with Hawaii, they would be restricted with Puerto Rico as well?
I don't think so.
Huh. I guess...
Because a lot of people are going like nothing.
Have you ever been to the Catalina Islands?
No.
Because it's right off this coast, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like... It's
an hour away.
By boat?
Mm-hmm.
I think I've been there once. When I was young. So I remember going on a boat, which I'm assuming it was on Long Beach.
Yeah.
And I remember being on the boat. What I remember from being on the boat is I didn't get boat sick or seasick. I remember that. And I remember I wanted a hot Cheeto bag, specifically the 30-cent hot Cheeto bag that's really tiny. I remember I wanted one, and I wanted one so bad that I walked away from my parents and I was like looking for a hot Cheeto bag. Did I get it? No. Did I get lost? Maybe for a minute. But my parents found me, and then we came back. I don't remember what we did exactly. I remember getting on the boat. I remember the hot Cheeto bag, and I remember getting off the boat.
I've never actually gone. I remember I was trying to plan to go. Because I think I don't know if they still do it anymore, but at least a couple years ago, there's a thing that if it's your birthday, you get to ride the ferry or the boat for free, round trip, that same day. It has to be the day of your birthday. So yeah, I was planning on doing that, but then I was like, it takes like an hour to get to Long Beach, and you have to get there super early. I ended up not doing it because I was like, it's not worth it.
That sounds fun. So I'm assuming you would have to show them your ID to prove that it's your birthday, and then you could get on it.
Yeah, but I don't even know if they're doing that now, or even if it's a viable option.
I would assume not.
Yeah, I've never been there, but I do think I think it's small. It has to be like a somewhat small island.
Like the size of LA small? like Los Angeles County's
Smaller.
no, the size of the San Fernando Valley. Smaller than that?
Maybe.
That's a small. So then, what is there to do?
Because there's like marine biology center where the people do research.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a few things for like a handful of activities. I think you can go horseback riding, you can do ATVs, some water sports, and I think there's like restaurants to eat. I don't know if there's hotels there where you can stay the night. I know there's some people that actually live there. Like there are some residential stuff, but
yeah,
I'm pretty sure it's small. Like when I was in Thailand, we went to the PP Islands.
Mm-hmm.
That was like a 2-hour boat ride, and that island was small. Like we walked from one corner to the other, like one end to the other, in like 10 minutes.
Oh, it's a small island.
Yeah, and we went like where there was the actual city. Basically, we got off the boat. Hector and I walked to the other side of the fucking island, got on a canoe, and rode to another island where they had all the monkeys. It was sick. But I assume it's that small where you can literally do everything in a day.
Yes. Then I'm assuming is the island, the Catalina Island, one big island, or is it like similar to Hawaii where it's multiple smaller islands but on a much smaller scale?
I think it's just one island.
Yeah, I just know, all I know about the island is that it's off the coast of, you take the Long Beach Harbor to get there. It's off the coast of the West Side, California, whatever, and there's one event that they hold each year. I don't know if you've ever heard of Catalina Wine Mixer. I don't know if it's a prestigious event. Only the highly elite and
yeah, of course,
the best of the best wine gets there.
Catalina Wine Mixer.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. And that's all I really know about it.
Right on. Speaking of Will Ferrell movies, I know what I'm gonna be for Halloween, and I'm gonna recreate.
It's February.
That video.
No, it's March. Holy shit, it's March.
It's March. Yeah, but last year I planned a year ahead of what I was gonna be for Halloween last year.
All right, so what are you gonna be for Halloween this year?
Gator.
Really?
Yeah, from the other guys.
Yeah, the other guys.
Yeah.
Shit, that means I gotta be Mark Wahlberg. All right, I guess we're doing this.
It's gonna be sick, and that's what I want to do. That like I want to create like a little short, and we can put it on the podcast. Because you know how when Ferrell's telling Will Ferrell's sitting on the cop car, Mark Wahlberg is trying to like, hey man, what's wrong? He's like, oh well, you know when then he starts telling the story of how he became Gator.
Mm-hmm.
Like I want to recreate that, and then have the whole like the scene where I have like a grill. Have the knife to my fucking face, and then in the background, like just like, some girl getting a tramp stamp tattooed. That would be sick to film like a little mini short. It's
pretty straightforward. To do that, it's not difficult. The only thing would be like getting all the wardrobe that you would want, which I don't think would be that.
Which hard. I have everything already. I have a bucket hat. I have a leather jacket. I just need to make myself a grill.
Yeah, other than that, all we would need would just be a couple girls to ask to be in the video, and that's it, really.
Yeah. So, ladies, any of you out there that already have a tramp stamp and would like to participate, please email us at 2maxismtheories@gmail.com.
Yeah, you can film. It's pretty straightforward to film. It's nothing not too complicated. I think it's pretty straightforward. Just need the costume and some willing actors, and that's it. Maybe like half a day, not even half a day, maybe some hours.
Yeah, I think that would look sick.
Some hours or half a day. Then if I'm Mark Wahlberg, all right, then I gotta...
Yeah, get fucking jacked. You just need a suit.
So there was this one point where he was not arguing. You know how throughout the movie he had this banter with his girlfriend, kind of back and forth, where it was like some light arguments. Like he would go off and then he would calm down, then he would go off. And then there was this one part specifically where she was doing ballet and then he interrupted the class. And whatever Mark Wahlberg says to his girlfriend, he either says, yo, did you fuck this guy? Or, hey, did you sleep with this guy?
Whose baby is this? Whose baby is that? Gators bitches better be using Jimmy's.
And then whatever Mark Wahlberg said after that, if you're going to do that, that means that if you remember what Mark Wahlberg did, he's like, oh, You think I don't know how to do this? I can do whatever he does just as good. And the girlfriend lays back, kind of crosses her arms and says, oh yeah, do it. And he's like, okay, watch me. He takes a step back and then he like does a twirl. He spins around,
shit.
if you remember.
Yeah, he goes to the ballet shit. Yeah.
He does whatever he does, he perfectly spins on one foot. He lands and then he like bows out and everyone's like, oh, okay. And then he says, yeah, I used to make fun of kids like this. So I used to practice this all the time. Unfortunately, I got good at it. So if you're going to do that gator thing, I got to learn how to do that.
That would be sick.
That spin.
That would be sick.
So while you're doing your gator thing, I'll be spinning in the background.
Yeah, I think that would be fucking tight to do.
So you know how I started the other YouTube channel? Mm-hmm. My whole goal was to get it monetized. But once I started doing it, I think I've told you before about video games, how before when I would play that, I really enjoyed playing. But what I came to realize is that I thought I liked playing, but later on I found out I like playing with friends. Mm-hmm. So like I can play in a party or in a group, but once it becomes individual, like almost like practice and training, then it kind of loses the fun. It's kind of like I'm there more for playing with like the group of friends than I am for the game. Like Overwatch and Call of Duty, they're cool games, but I would rather not queue by myself or play like solo player. Mm-hmm. Unless I'm playing like a specific solo player game that has a story and then a purpose, then that's different. Yeah, campaign with the story. Yeah. Like Assassin's Creed. Yeah. That's completely solo player. I think Fallout is single player. I don't think it's co-op. I think Halo is co-op, but you could also do it single player. It's a fun story to play by yourself. Like those are fine and those are cool. But actual like multiplayer games where it's 3v3 or 6v6, yeah, I can't do those single player. It's just more fun when it's with more people for me. And I think that translated over to YouTube where I can do it by myself and just make a channel solo, but it's kind of like the same thing with video games. It's more like now I'm just doing it and I would rather do it in a group with 2 or 3 people. Which I think that other channel, I'm just gonna set it aside for now. And then just go do whatever I was gonna do on that channel here. And whatever, like all the little experiments I could do, I could just do those on Instagram. Are you breathing in the mic or is that me? I hear like is that you?
That?
Yo, I don't know. I hear like a whistle.
No.
It stopped. I don't know what that was. I'm hearing things.
I didn't feel I was breathing hard.
Not breathing hard, like a whistle. Like you know when you hear like a loud high pitch. I don't even know how to describe it. Like a. I was hearing that, and I don't know if it was the background, if it was you, if it was something else.
Not the wind? Then how would it get in here though?
I have no idea. The point is the channel, I'm gonna set that aside, and all the little experiments I could just post them on Instagram. And I think I'm just gonna focus on this.
Shit, all right. So wait.
So the short idea is fun. Remember how we said food trucks and we can go out and do that? Mm-hmm. I think we could do that. Before, I didn't know how to shoot. I thought I knew how to shoot video, but I didn't. I was treating it like photo, which is completely different. It's similar, but it's completely different. Yeah. If that makes sense.
So you gonna want to do something with gaming now?
That was my secret plan later on, but I've just been exposed.
Huh. Sick. Because, okay, so you know how... Another quick story. Hector and Jose and I get together and we play cards. Our games get pretty intense. Mm-hmm. And we're like, dude, we should fucking film our games. Like, we were literally talking about how to set up a camera, an overhead camera. Because you know how in Unbox Therapy, when he's there's a camera angle that's like literally from the top where and it just shows him opening the packages. We were thinking about doing that, just showing the gameplay, like the cards that come into play.
$30.
Huh?
That's all I need.
Really?
All you want is a I think it's called what's it called? It's a pole like, well, you guys can't see it, but it's a pole like this. But you know how at the top I put the light?
Yeah.
You put another pole kind of like this. And then you attach the camera to that, and it's just facing down. $30 is all it costs.
Well, yeah, we're thinking about that, and we're like, dude, that'd be sick, because that was our reasoning. Like, dude, people just tune in to watch fools play video games all the time, and then people tune in to watch people play poker, all this stuff. Like, dude, to be a cool ass thing, just watch each other, like watch us to watch us play. And I was like, this is a really good idea, and I like that we're actually like talking about it. But you have to understand, the shit that we say to each other is not gonna fly. And then right away, Jose says something, and then we're just like, oh, geez, yep, nope, we're canceled. So we kind of scrap the idea, unless we just upload it without audio, but then that's no fun.
No, whatever, I don't know. Whatever, that would just have to be cut out to something. But see, if it's like a really important moment, and then something gets dropped, then it's like,
that's why, like, you can't cut out something, because then the board will be different, because there'd be different cards in play, and then people will be like, oh, what the fuck.
Right.
So it's, yeah, right. So unless we like literally have to like lay it out, like, hey, these are the things you cannot say, then cool. But
yeah, no, you're right, it would have to be yes and no. It kind of has to be continuous, but similar to this, where I can cut to a different camera, I could do the same thing, except it just depends on the moment. Like, if it's a really key moment where a card is pulled and it's played, and it like determines the rest of the game, and something is dropped at that point, then it's like the whole thing might have to get scrapped, because it's a key moment. You can't remove that key moment.
Luckily though, the games are fast. They're literally 5-7 minutes tops.
Okay.
Especially since when we play, like, we try and play fast, where we're not like literally, like, we'll set a timer for each turn, so we'll play pretty fast. So even if we have to scrap a game, that's fine. But I think that would be cool. Also, I figured out what that noise was. I think it was me.
Were you breathing?
Because I just took a deep breath, and it kind of sounded that, like, because
this
part of my nose is like the pala.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, that was me. Fuck. So yeah, I think it was me.
Yeah, well, I was like, I kept hearing a high pitched like whistle, kind of like a dog whistle, but that I could hear. Like, I knew it was obviously wind. I was like, is that the wind from the window? Is that the background? Is that you, or is that me?
No, that was me.
And I just powered through it.
Yeah, I was like, I literally made myself aware right now. Yeah, I think that shit would be tight.
Then we have 3 cameras, 4 if I use my GoPro, 5 if I use your GoPro, 6 if I use another GoPro. I don't want to use too many GoPros. We just need one. Unless we have one pointed at each of you for a really close angle, like in a circle, or just one pointed like a different angle right here, overhead, a wide, and maybe couple wides. 2 wides, 1 overhead, and then each one GoPro in front of all of you. Then for the audio, each one of you would have a lav mic, so we would get good audio. Then I have the lights. All we would need is a big enough space. A vacant room just became available as well.
I know.
That would be perfect, because it wouldn't be. It's too tiny in here.
Got me all excited again.
The dining room would be way too small. For I would need a little more
gear,
for all the stuff. However, a room would be nice, because if everything is in the center, then I have the whole space around to work with, that whole area.
Damn, that's sick. And we're not just limited to playing Monopoly Deal, because the other game that we've been playing a lot more sequence. That one's pretty quick too. Damn, that's sick. I think that's gonna be the best, like, quick games that we can play that are really competitive.
Yeah, we could do a couple of test ones, see if they want to do it, how they feel about it. All right, well, is there anything else?
Nah, just we have some stuff to talk about now after.
Then I think that's it for today. If you guys want to follow us, our socials will be linked. The YouTube, the Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you listen to podcast audio. And I think we'll just be back next week. Anything else? Final words? Anything else?
Thanks for listening.
Yeah. See you next time. Bye.
Peace.